All right, welcome back. Today's special guest is John Gonzalez of Polar Bear Comedy. Thank you for being on today.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. So let's get started. Where are you from, and how did you get started in stand-up?
Born and raised in Austin, Texas, still in Austin, Texas. The stand-up thing, I've always been intrigued by making people laugh since I was a young age. I remember going on a family trip with my brother, my parents, and my cousin James. And my cousin James always had like one of those funny laughs that you want to like make a person laugh. And my brother was making him laugh on the way on our trip. And I remember tapping my brother. I was like 9 years old. And I was like, "How are you doing that? How are you making him laugh? I want to make him laugh." And he's like, "I don't know. I'm just being funny. Just be funny. Like, don't be weird, you know?" And like, so I remember at a young age, I was always intrigued with it. And then I kind of got into the hip hop. I used to do rap music for like, man, probably like 10 years or something like that, something crazy. And my brother was a rapper growing up, and he's my older brother, and I kind of looked up to him. And so I kind of like went down that avenue and that path. And then like everybody and their mother started releasing like mixtapes and stuff. I was like, yeah, this is saturated. I'm out. I need a new challenge, So I was kind of like, you know what? My brother always told me I should be a comedian or be some kind of actor because I was always making people laugh when I was growing up. And I was like, I'm going to try out stand up. I tried out stand up. Did my first open mic night and absolutely fell in love with it, dude. And it's been history ever since, really.
Yeah. So let's talk about the origin of the name Polar Bear Comedy. How'd you come up with that?
Well, the Polar Bear name I got back in probably 18 years ago, like 2002. I'm just a big white dude who never gets cold. I'm always in shorts in the wintertime. When I sleep, I hibernate. And one of my friends just one time just called me Polar Bear. We were at my homie's Impala, and it was like probably like 42 degrees outside. And in the Impala, he had like the climate control where you can like control the driver's side and the passenger side with the heat and the cold. And he had his all the way up on heat, and I had mine all the way down on cold. And my friend was like, "Man, you're can we cuss on here?"
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. He was like, "Man, you're fucking Polar Bear," and like he was saying all that and stuff. And they just started calling me that from like that day, and then it carried over with me to my job, and then it stuck with me. Even when I was rapping, my name was Polar Bear. Like, there's nothing hip hop or gangster about a dude named Polar Bear. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing at all. So, and then the comedy just came just from doing like skits. Once I started doing skits and putting those out, I was like, you know what? Polar Bear Comedy. I'm threw it together. It sounded good. And last year, the beginning of last year, I bought the S Corp for it. So it's like my business now. It's like my corporation. So
cool.
Yeah, man.
Very original. So then getting into the videos, the viralness of everything that you've done, obviously a lot of people from different backgrounds have been able to gravitate towards your videos, man. I mean, down here in Arizona especially, you see a lot of it, So what's the reception been like so far with the different types of videos that you've been doing? I know they center around, your family being from both sides, but what's been the reception like for you so far?
Man, it's been great, dude. Like, honestly, like, so with the first skit that I put out about the half white, half Hispanic, with the milk going bad and the expiration date being a suggestion and all that stuff, that was actually a joke from a stand-up of mine that I did. And really how the following started to come to is it was all TikTok, dude. Like my roommate like just kept bugging me about getting on TikTok. Dude, you got to get on TikTok, get this, da, da, da. And then finally when the pandemic happened, I was like, maybe, whatever. And then like the end of May, I got on there and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get on, we're gonna see what's up, and kind of like started like throwing little videos out here and there. And like they weren't doing really well. And something clicked inside of me that just like, I got pissed off. I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure out this app. I started looking at like YouTube algorithms and like everything. Cause like, if I get like determined on something like that's it. Like I go into like the Mamba mentality and I just like, I zone in on it and I'm going to figure it out one way or the other. And so I went into it and I started studying stuff and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put out 1 to 3 skits a day for 2 weeks straight and see what happens. And then I just started throwing them out there, man. And then on the 14th day, literally the 14th day, the last skit I was going to post, I was like, if this one doesn't go viral, it doesn't do anything, I'm just going to back up and we'll figure something else out. So I put that skit out there, and it was a skit that was a joke in my stand-up comedy, which is being half white, half Hispanic. And I turned it into a skit. So I turned a joke into a skit, and that's the one that gained traction and started going viral. And I was like, well, you know what? I can do a part 2 to this.
Yeah.
Part 2. And I have like, because in my stand-up, I have like 10 to 15 minutes of like me talking about like me being half white, half Hispanic. So I have a bunch of different stories already that are jokes. And I grabbed the jokes and I turned them into a skit form and I threw them out there, and people just started gravitating to it and loving it. And like, I never knew that there were so many people who could relate to like my life and my upbringing. You know what I'm saying? And of course you have like the PC people like, bro, are you even Mexican? And like all this. So like, I hate that. Like, I can't stand it, to be honest with you. And look, I've never once claimed to be Mexican. I'm actually half Spaniard. That's what I am. And I've had people that like Mexicanos get like real pissed off. Like, nah, man, that's fucked up. You're taking advantage of the raza. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm not. I'm just, this is my upbringing, bro. Like, my parents and my family were raised in South Texas, which is like a Tejano culture. Yeah. And that's what I was around. These are real life stories of me growing up, of like my tia, like getting the off brand of like Fruity Pebbles, the Fruity Bites. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what happened, dude. Like that was my life. And a lot of people are supportive. You just have like, you know, the 2%, 3%ers of people that just hate and just like want to try and bring you down with comments. And to me, honestly, I'm a comedian. You're not going to get under my skin. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm going to keep doing me and plugging, you know?
Yeah, you got to have thick skin. And obviously, you know that.
Yes.
But yeah, like I said, it's been funny to watch everybody be able to relate, you know, with all the different jokes. So next you got a couple shows at the end of the month down there in San Antonio. One of the shows is already sold out, right? The LOL Comedy Club.
Yeah, man. It's insane, bro. Like it really is, dude. Like, you know, before the pandemic, I've been doing stand-up comedy for 9 years now. And before the pandemic, I would do a show, and my biggest, like, my hardest thing to get over was selling tickets. But if I would do a show, I would sell anywhere from 40 to 60 tickets. I was good for that. So I was a good thing, like, to kind of put on a show with like a bigger name, and I'll bring people with him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now, after this whole TikTok and the following growing, I have a show August 27th at LOL Comedy Club in San Antonio, Texas. And that show, they're doing 50% capacity, so it's 200 people, and it sold out within less than a week. Wow. And they have to, they added a second show for Wednesday night now, which is August 26th. And that one's already selling really well as well. So it's like, it's crazy, man. Like it's such a blessing, to be honest with you. Like I give all the glory to God, if I'm being like completely honest. Like it's just been great.
Well, I know when you know, when this pandemic kind of blows over, if you can like I said, make your way down to Arizona, you'll do real well here as well.
Yeah. So me and, my buddy Israel, One Bad Comic, he's a guy that I do some skits with. We're looking into Phoenix, Arizona. He has like a venue out there that we're going to try and book and go out there to do a show. So,
okay. Yeah. Right on. So obviously you got shows coming up next. What else do you got? Obviously, I'm sure you're going to still do videos. What else can people expect from you in the near future?
Yeah, man. I put out 1 to 3 skits a day since May 27th, and I haven't stopped. And it's been amazing, like the results, but I am like mentally and physically exhausted. Like I'm out of it, dude. Like my brain is so mush right now that it's ridiculous. Like it's hard to continuously come up with content and good content and keep putting it out there. It's been a hell of a fight in the journey for me, and I'm trying to keep swinging as much as I can. Because my goal is to reach 1 million followers on TikTok by the end of the year. And I'm at 760,000 right now, or 762,000 right now. So I'm almost there. Wow. I'm close, but I'm just trying my hardest to I want to knock it out as quick as I can. So I don't because I know once I get to 1 million, I'll be like, whew, okay. let me take a breather. You know what I'm saying? I can chill now. I reached my goal. Let me relax. So I'm trying my hardest to get there as hard as I can. But besides skits almost every day, well, pretty much every day, the show's coming up. I also do a live show. That's what this is here, Polar Bear Live. And I have to get back into it. I was doing Thirsty Thursdays at the very beginning of all this pandemic stuff to keep people entertained. And basically what Thirsty Thursdays was is I would go live on Facebook and YouTube, and I would take shots of Crown for donations. And so for every $50 I got, I would take a shot of Crown Royal. And every single week I had to cut it off at 10 shots. And every single week we got the 10 shots. I was,
Wow.
bro,
Yeah,
I was out. Yeah, I was out, man. And then I started doing challenges. Like I did the hot ones challenge with like wings, eating the hot wings. And I did like weird challenge. Like the show just got like way, like almost like Jackass, if you will. Like
Yeah.
I was like doing like the smoothie challenge, like where you put like a hot dog and like something in there, you make it a smoothie. Like it got crazy. And it was bad, dude. And my stomach was like, nah, bruh, like you better pull out of this because I can't do this. And so I stopped like probably like 3 months ago, actually, probably now. And I just started focusing on skits and doing all that. But I'm going to get back into it to start doing it again every Thursday. So
cool, man. Lastly, what advice do you have for anybody upcoming, you know, whether it be a comedian or somebody that's trying to, you know, get into TikTok, or, you know, obviously it's hard to be original. So what advice would you give?
Just if you want to get into TikTok or any platform, really, just keep plugging. Consistency is key. And I know like that sounds super cliche, but like it really is. Like the consistency of posting is everything. Because basically what happened with me on TikTok is I was releasing 1 to 3 skits a day, and I did that for 2 weeks straight. So once that one that went viral went off, all my other videos were at like, you know, maybe like 2,000 views or 1,000 views. And I even had some with like 300 views. All those other videos, once that other one went off, were up to like the thousands of views, like 20,000s, 30,000s, 100,000s, 200,000s. So like if you're continuously plugging and putting your stuff out there, and when you do get discovered, you have a whole catalog for other people to see, and they see that you're not doing this just like for fun or as a hobby or anything, but you're serious about it. They're going to follow you because they're going to want to see what's next, especially if you have really good content before the viral video hits. And I'll tell you right now, the viral video that will hit will probably be one that you do not expect to hit at all. Like I've had those many times where I'm like, man, this video sucks. Like, I don't even know if I should put this out. And I put it out there and boom, people love it. I don't know why. I don't know what the reason is behind it, but it just happens that way. So consistently put out content. And if you want to get into stand-up, have thick skin. Understand that stand-up comedy is not a business that you can get into and perfect within a year. It's not going to happen. I've seen it happen, but I've literally seen one person do it, and it was my mentor. And he got really good, and he was going to comedy clubs. And I remember being at a comedy club with him once, and he was like probably 4 years in or 5 years in, and he was already headlining, which is unheard of in this business.
Yeah.
And the comedy club owner leaned over and told me, he was like, how long you been doing comedy for? I was about the same as John Stringer, about 4 years. And he was like, don't ever compare yourself to him. And I'm not saying that in a mean way. I've been doing this business for 20 years, and I've seen him and one other person headline that quick. He's like, don't ever compare yourself to a man like that, because it's just unheard of. He's like, keep plugging, keep pushing. And that's really the like, when I got into comedy, I would study it, because that's just what I do. If I get into something and I'm passionate about it, I start looking into stuff. I start YouTubing stuff. I start listening to audiobooks, and I really start studying every dynamic of it. And I saw that most comedians it took them 10 to 15 years to get really good traction. And I'm on year 9 right now. So like, and I'm just getting to the point of like headlining and selling out comedy clubs. So understand, stand-up comedy, if you're passionate about it and you love it, do it. 110% do it. But just mentally prepare yourself that this is a long game. Like, it's not going to happen overnight. You're going to have to put in work. And I mean work, sacrifice a whole bunch. I've sacrificed, I don't have a wife or kids. I don't even want a girlfriend right now, because I don't want my mind to be somewhere else. I'm all in on the comedy. I quit my job. I was making $50K a year at the job. And when I left, they're like, we'll give you a raise if you stay around. We'll pay you $75K a year. And I wanted with everything in me to stay there and take the route of just, I got it made. I'm getting money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was like, I appreciate the offer. I got to figure out what this is. So understand that if you want it, it's definitely attainable, but you're going to have to make many sacrifices for it.
Yeah, I respect that, man. I mean, it's hard to really, for people to go out there and really pursue their dreams, because I think a lot of people do it part-time. There's people that, yeah, I kind of want to do it. Sounds good. But then when it's time to work, I don't know if I want to do all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And look, man, that's fine, dude. Part-time is totally cool. Like, that's basically what I was doing leading up to quitting my job. Is I would go into work from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. and I would come home and either work on skits or something else productive from 7 p.m. to midnight, or sometimes 1, 2, 3 in the morning, depending on what I'm editing. And I did that for about 2 years to 3 years straight. And but the first, 4 or 5 years, I was part-time like a motherfucker. I would work and I would like do little shows here and there. I'd release a skit like once or twice a month, kind of like doing that, So like, you don't have to go into it like hardcore. You're going to grow, and you'll grow there. If you want to grow quicker, put in more work and more time and more effort. And just like anything, you'll get better at it.
Absolutely, man. Those are really great words right there. Because I think, like you said, I think the biggest thing is it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Absolutely.
And you should only be in competition with yourself.
The marathon continues. Rest in peace, Nips.
That's right. Where can newfound fans find you? And then I know you have a website as well.
Yes. So Instagram and Facebook is going to be The Polar Bear Comedy. THE Polar Bear Comedy. On TikTok and YouTube, it's Polar Bear Comedy. Snapchat's Polar Bear ATX. Or you can also just go on my my website, polarbearcomedy.net. And if you scroll to the bottom, it'll have all the icons. If you click on them, it'll take you straight to where you need to go to.
Cool. We appreciate the interview, John Gonzalez of Polar Bear Comedy. I appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me on. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it.
We'll be keeping tabs on you, man.
Sounds great, man. Looking forward to it.
All right. We'll see you later.
All right, man. Thanks.
Thank you.